Some YouTube channels are hated because they are lazy. Some are hated because they scam people. But Hot Diggity Demon is hated for a stranger reason. The creator was actually talented. Max Gilardi, also known as Hot Diggity Demon, was one of the strongest internet animators of his time. His work looked clean and alive when many online cartoons still looked rough. That is what makes his story so complicated. People respected the skill. They remembered the videos. They quoted the jokes. Then, years later, many looked back and said, "Why did we watch this?" So how did this channel become YouTube's most hated animator of all time?
Hello, dorks and dorkettes. I'm Max G, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Who am I? Well, I'm a cartoonist who specializes in being creepy and just generally making people feel uncomfortable.
Before YouTube animation became polished and sponsor-friendly, it was wild. Newgrounds was one of the biggest homes for internet cartoons. People posted whatever they wanted, the jokes were darker, the style was rougher. Nobody was thinking about brand deals or apology videos. What made him stand out was his quality. A lot of internet cartoons back then were funny, but ugly. Max's work had real movement. Faces changed, timing worked, characters had energy. He was also doing much of it himself. Animation is slow work. One short cartoon can take weeks or months. But Max made videos that felt bigger than one person. This is why people still defend him. Even if they hate the jokes, they know the animation was real. Jerry was not a happy cartoon. It followed a miserable man living a miserable life. The humor was strange, but underneath it was this heavy feeling that everything was pointless. That became one of Max's patterns. He often made stories about one person surrounded by people who treat them badly. Sometimes the joke was that nobody cared. This gave his work a darker edge than normal parody cartoons, but it also created a question. Was Max making fun of cruelty, or was he just enjoying it?
Hey, what's the haps, Creepshow?
We're going in a whole new direction, goofball. I was thinking maybe Braindump could be a gaming show.
But I thought that you said that video games were a waste of time that socially inept people used to distract themselves from their unsatiated biological need to have real meaningful interactions with other human beings.
This series made fun of video game parody cartoons. At the time, the internet was full of the same idea. Take a cute game character, make the world dark, add violence, add swearing, and call it comedy. Max saw that trend early and mocked it. The main character, Mickey the Dick, was rude, angry, and offensive. He was not supposed to be likable. In a way, the series was smart. It understood how lazy internet parodies could become before that style completely took over. But the series mocked edgy humor while also using edgy humor. It used slurs. It used cruel jokes. It pushed people's buttons on purpose. Fans could say, that is the point. Mickey is meant to be terrible. But the more Max built his public image around not caring, the harder it became to separate the character from the creator.
Hey, what's up? I'm Mickey the Dick. Fan mail. First one. This one is from Colton Lindsay. You ready?
Yeah, Mickey, sure. Do you want to introduce first? Because we never talked.
Oh, my name is Mickey the Dick. I'm trapped at a video game place. I make video games.
But I saw you in one episode you were outside.
Some viewers felt Max was not only criticizing that attitude, he was living inside it. And that is where the hate became personal. In the early 2000s, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic was everywhere online. The show was made for kids, but a huge adult fandom formed around it. The Brony community became massive, loud, creative, and sometimes very strange. Max took that world and turned it into chaos. Pony.mov looked close enough to the original show to feel familiar, but everything was twisted. The characters were loud, violent, rude, and disgusting. The bright world of My Little Pony became an adult parody full of shock jokes.
Boy, let me tell you, I sure do love apples.
Applejack, what are you doing? You can't eat all those apples.
No, I can't eat all these apples.
For many viewers, this was their first Hot Diggity Demon video. For some, it was hilarious. For others, it was something they watched way too young and never forgot. That is why the series has such a strange legacy. It was made for older audiences, but because it used My Little Pony characters, kids found it too. Some call it a classic internet parody. Others remember it as the moment they learned YouTube could show them things they were not ready to see. Still, the animation was impressive. Max copied the style well, but added his own timing and expressions. The videos felt chaotic, but not lazy. They took real work. The effort was always there. Even when the joke was stupid, the animation was not. Pony.mov was probably his peak. Fans quoted it. People made art. He had convention attention. He had a real place in internet animation history, but the same series that made him famous also locked him into a reputation. He was now the guy who took cute characters and made them vulgar. Luigi's Day Out made Mario characters feel like mean teenagers.
Mario,
Oh, what, Ma?
are you going out, sweetie?
Yeah, I gotta save the princess, Ma.
Won't you be a dear and take your brother Luigi with you?
Fazbear and Friends became one of the most remembered Five Nights at Freddy's animations. Isabelle ruins. Everything turned Animal Crossing into a political joke. But again, the humor crossed lines. There were sexual jokes, cruel jokes, violent jokes, jokes designed to make someone uncomfortable. And by the mid-2000s, the internet was changing. People were no longer looking at shock humor the same way. Max had always been edgy, but some videos from this period became harder to defend. There were racist words. There were jokes that felt less like satire and more like provocation. There was a sense that he wanted people to get mad, then acted annoyed when they did. That is where many viewers turned on him. Because if your content is built to offend people, you cannot be shocked when people are offended. Max later said he regretted parts of that era. He explained that he was trying to make racist ideas look stupid and extreme. But the problem with that kind of comedy is simple. Not everyone reads it the way you want. Some people laugh because they understand the criticism. Other people laugh because they agree with the hateful part. And once the wrong audience enjoys your work for the wrong reasons, the joke has failed. That is one of the biggest reasons Hot Diggity Demon became so hated. His intent did not matter as much as the effect. People saw the words, the imagery, and the attitude, and they decided that was who he was. Brain Dump started like an animated review show. Max appeared as a 3D version of himself, with Goofball, a cartoon ghost character, acting as his co-host.
Brain Dump is a show about a ghost, a television, a cat, another ghost, a creepy clown. It's called Brain Dump because it's just whatever claptrap and gobbledygook I got rattling around in the old cabeza.
But over time, Brain Dump became more personal. It started feeling less like a review show and more like animated therapy. Max talked about burnout, regret, failure, feeling ugly, feeling like he wasted his talent, feeling trapped by the image he created. This is where the story gets complicated. You can see that Max understood some of the damage. He knew people saw him as a shock creator. He knew his old work followed him. He knew the careless personality had become a cage. People are allowed to change, but people are also allowed to remember. That is why his legacy still causes arguments. Hot Diggity Demon is hated because he represents an older internet that people feel conflicted about now. A time when creators could say almost anything and call it a joke. A time when kids accidentally watched adult animations because the characters looked familiar. A time when shock value was treated like bravery. Max Gallardi's career is a warning. Talent can make people watch you, but it cannot protect you forever. If your humor depends on hurting people, the laugh may not last. If your brand is built on not caring, people may believe you. Today, Hot Diggity Demon is not as active in animation as he once was. Hand issues and burnout pushed him away from making cartoons the same way. His later work is more reflective, and he has openly regretted parts of his past. So is Hot Diggity Demon YouTube's most hated animator of all time? He showed what one independent animator could do online. He helped shape internet parody. He made videos that people still talk about more than 10 years later. That is why this channel is remembered with both love and hate. He was a brilliant one who made a lot of bad choices.